will Gerrard manage Liverpool ever? Do you think one day he'll be Liverpool manager?
Yeah, I think he will. What I was going to say, I know you said very quickly, but I think Liverpool Football Club has to get back to being a destination club at the end of your journey. So that's whether you're a 9-year-old kid dreaming of playing for Liverpool from around the world, whether that's you're a professional who's at a club, or whether that's a manager. And we wouldn't accept a no-mark who'd never managed a football club before walking in and managing us. We shouldn't have it from a legend as a player. But if he goes off and cuts his teeth and then he earns his way, whether it's through England, whether it's through other clubs, whether it's through Liverpool's boot room, back room setup in the lower levels, yeah, I'd love to see. Who wouldn't love? And we've got a tradition, obviously, with.
But as long as he earns it,
as long as he earns it, it's not just because he's Steven Gerrard. Like I'd hate us to get into the Champions League with Jurgen Klopp. We have a really sticky patch where we go out in the group stage. We've also lost loads of points in the league, and this time next year we're sitting here going, I think Klopp's lost the dressing room. Like what we said about Rodgers, and then there's clamour for people to appoint Steven Gerrard because it's happened at other clubs, and it's ridiculous because you don't do that, and it inevitably always fails.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you think of your managers in the future?
Yeah, I think regardless of, I'd like to see him go away and earn it, but I just think the amount of fan pressure that there could be, and because he's proved it in everything that he's done that he's a hard worker, and there's different, and I think that's essential for being a manager. And I think he may have lost a bit of that in the final. Obviously, he got a bit of humility when he had to push back and change position, but I think you kind of lose a bit of that when you're out at LA Galaxy. And I think it's about him coming back, learning what it means to have to start again and develop, because it's been a long time since he's had to do that, because he was a great player at 21, wasn't he? So it's a long time since he's had to go, right, this is where I need to ply my trade and learn. So it's about him coming back, doing that, and then I think if he puts the same attitude as he did into his play and as he does into this, then there's no reason he can't be a great manager.
Ideally, in let's say 5-10 years time, it's Gerrard manager, Carragher assistant for me.
I hope he does it in the Pep way. So Pep went away, come back, manage through the Barca youth team, the B team, manager left, and then he inserts them. That's how I want it to be. If Jurgen Klopp decided tomorrow, you know what, jib this, I'm off. Because he could have, he's not going to, but or whatever, or whatever reason, we have a nosedive and for some reason he gets sacked or there's a scandal and he has to go. There's no way I want Steven Gerrard to be Liverpool manager right now. Because like Aubrey said, I want it to be a manager who's, got a stripes. He's already done it, so that's what we got with Klopp. So someone like, I don't know who's available, a Mancini or someone who's won trophies and is available, that's who I'd want. Maybe not his style of play, but a name, that's a proven manager. I wouldn't want Steve Gerrard now. In 5 years' time, if he's done all that build-up and Klopp goes, you know what, I really fancy taking over Jurgen Low, go back to Germany for a few years and spend time with my family in Germany, and Steve Gerrard's done all that, then that's what I would want.
There's that comparison with Pep Guardiola.
That's the perfect one.
I'm not taking anything away from Pep Guardiola, but he did go into a Barca team that had Messi and Iniesta.
No, he did.
And he has went to Bayern Munich that, again, have bought the things. And we're seeing now, I'm not saying Pep's been found out, Pep's a brilliant manager, but he's seeing how difficult the Premier League is, and the Premier League's a different kettle of fish. And I don't know, I always say this about comparisons, let's just let each person be who they are, but Steven Gerrard, I think, is forever going to get that Pep Guardiola comparison. And I remember when Jose and, was it Rijkaard, had this spat, and Jose went, he was a great player, not a great manager. I wasn't a great player, I am a great manager.
Right,
and that'll be a forever running saga with Steven Gerrard.
Definitely agree. And I'm not saying he will be Pep in Pep's way. I'm just saying that's the path it needs to be.
The only other player that comes off to the top of my head manager who was a great player at the moment, you're looking at Coleman. Coleman was very good, and he's managed a lot of clubs to get, and he's having to, he left Holland and he went to Southampton and he's moved up to Everton. Now, there's rumours even talk that he's Arsenal. If he earns, we need to be that. We need to be that destination club. We need to be at the higher level. You can't just come and plough your trade. And then obviously, I don't know Diego Simeone's past, but he's another player who was a great player who I mean, where his management career went, who's now managing at the top. So it's kind of bucking the trend, because in recent years, like Dalglish was the last good player like great player to make a good manager. All the others they were dreadful, weren't they? They were getting through in it.
Keegan.
Keegan, and they were in there mostly as man motivators, and the aura of them being a name or a player, but they weren't these tacticians. The league has moved so far on that if you don't have your coaching and your tacting methods set and understand what's going on, you get tore apart. Because look at the good managers who were struggling in this league, and it could be like how, in one sense of it, if he came in and was a coach or he was forced into managing Liverpool too soon, it could destroy his legacy as a player.
Yeah.
Because if you come in and was
Kenny come back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like if he's an absolute disaster of a manager and we all have to fucking boo Steven Gerrard, how heartbreaking is that going to be for everyone?
I remember wanting us to change manager when Kenny's second season won it.
Yeah.
And it was almost, I almost felt like treason, and it did. Yeah. I remember having a conversation with my mates in the pub, and I was like, I really want us to get a new manager, but there's no way in a million years I'm ever going to disparage Kenny Dalglish. I've never seen him play, but I know enough of this club for me to think I shouldn't be slagging Kenny Dalglish off. But deep down inside, I don't want him. And I'm not being horrible. That was how I felt, and hopefully that doesn't happen with Steve. Yeah. Let's wait and see.
The beauty of a name like Gerrard though, and Simeone and Pep, like the way Rodgers and Hodgson they couldn't attract a big player. I think we're moving into an era now where you go, right, they might not have the biggest budget in the world, and Coleman as well, but he was a great player, and I want to go and work under him.
Yeah. So he's a lot of people's hero, isn't he, Gerrard?
Yeah.
Everyone
definitely. Anyone in England, you're talking now, young players coming through. You read the interviews, and like you were talking about Brooks Lennon. Obviously, we're going to come on to the under 23s in a second, and you looked at some of the interviews on the Liverpool website, and the answers are, who was your hero, who was your icon growing up, and it's Steven Gerrard, Xabi Alonso, because that's...
Jordan Henderson's the same, and he's our captain now, and he looked up to him. Right, that was our talk about Steven Gerrard and his future. Maybe return to Liverpool. Will he be the manager one day in the future? Who knows? If you like that conversation that we just had, want to listen to the whole show, it was about 45 minutes to an hour. We were talking a lot about Gerrard, we talked about Sacco, the goalies and under 23s. If you want to do that, click the link. That should be here if the guys do their job. It's £2 a month to subscribe to the channel. You'll get your first month free, so sign up, have a little mooch about for a month, and if you like it, you can commit to your £2. And I presume, and I hope that it's value for money. I believe it is. I'm a subscriber myself. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.